Okay, now we're looking at line graphs, section 2.3. So just a review, so take a look at the try these. It says circle the sentences that describe a histogram. That's what the previous lesson was on. It displays data in ordered columns. Yep, that's true. The information is represented in intervals. Yeah, for sure. That's what makes a histogram different from a bar graph. The vertical axis shows the frequency for each interval. Yeah, it could be a horizontal one as well if you flipped it around, but yeah. And the bars have the same width and are connected. Yeah, for sure. They are connected because they're going with the intervals, and they should all be the same width. Otherwise, it wouldn't really be representing um, data correctly. Okay, so we're looking at line graphs now. So Camden and Maria drove a delivery truck from Brandon to Thompson in a day. They created a graph from their notes about the trip, describe their drive. So take a look at horizontal. Notice it has that little squiggly bit because it's not starting. In this case, I guess midnight would probably be the beginning part. So the trip isn't starting until 6:30, so we squish that in. Total distance traveled is vertical, okay, and each two grid markings is 2 hours. So each grid marking is an hour, and it's starting at 6:30 a.m. If you could use 24-hour time, and then you wouldn't need those units of AM, PM, but they didn't. So describe the trend. As time increases, the distance traveled either, well, obviously, if they're traveling to Thompson, total distance traveled, it increases. There are times where it stays the same, right, when it's horizontal. So the distance traveled either increases or stays the same. Probably they are stopping for gas or something to eat at those two intervals. Okay, does the graph show they stopped at 9:30? Well, I just circled it actually, so yes, they did. And that's probably maybe after 2 hours, they probably shouldn't need gas, but they might need some food. And the line is horizontal. So that means as time is going on, the distance isn't changing. How far had they driven before 9:30 a.m.? So if you take a look, let me just erase this so I can see it a little bit better. So each grid is 1, 2, 3 is 100. And so that would be close to 300. I would say maybe about, I don't know, 270 something, 275. Hard to be terribly exact, but certainly not more than 300 and not less than 250, because 250 would be halfway in between. How long did the trip take? Well, 6:30 a.m. to here, which is 9:30 p.m. So, so how many hours is that? That's 6:30 to 12:30 is 6, and then to 9 is another 9, so 15 hours. Okay, here's another one where we have to, just like the last sections, we have to make up a graph ourselves. Okay, so it says Layla's truck can hold up to 1,000 pounds. She used an online converter to get these equivalent masses. How many kilograms of construction materials can she deliver in her truck? So they're going to set up some questions for us. So it says label the scale for mass in kilograms and the scale for mass in pounds, plot the points, and complete the line graph. So just be careful that mass in pounds is vertical. So you want to look at your highest and your lowest. And I would probably notice how we didn't put any squigglies or anything. So I'd probably basically 0 kilograms would be 0 pounds. So I'd probably include that. And then for pounds going up to 110. So let's see if we went by 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Yeah, we could go up by 20s. And then kilograms, let's go up, we can go up by 10s. Now that's not 10s each grid marking, each dash. So each grid horizontally is 5, each grid vertically is 10. Okay, complete the line graph. So for 10, it's 22, so about there. 20, it's 44.09. 30, it's 66. 40, it's 88. 50, it's 110. So you'll notice they form a straight line. So what trend does the graph show? As the mass in kilograms increases, the mass in pounds increase. The points lie in a line going up and to the right. Now I'm going to join this up. I'm going to try with a line here because you can have part of a kilogram, right? You can have decimals. So this is actually represented by a straight line. And then we can use that line to answer some questions. So it says interpolate to convert these masses. Interpolate means find values between any two given values. So a 7 kilogram box. So 5 kilograms there, 7 would be about here. Okay, and then if you go across to pounds, that's going to be between 10 and 15 pounds. So probably, I don't know, probably I would say 15, 16-ish pounds. Then 54 pounds. We look 54, go across there. It looks like about 25 kilograms. Okay, and then what is the total mass in kilograms that Layla's truck can carry? On the graph, 100 pounds is about, if we go down, about 45 kilograms. So if you multiply 100 by 10, you know that 1,000 pounds is about 450 kilograms. Okay, so if it's a 1,000-pound truck, that's about how many kilograms they can take. Okay. Next one says Shauna created the graph about the fuel economy of her hybrid vehicle. How far can she drive on a full tank of gas? So you can see here, gas used is the vertical, distance traveled. So if they've traveled 800 kilometers, they've used up gas from about, I don't know, 62 down to 20. Okay, so how much gas did Shauna start with? As I said, I would probably estimate that at about 60. Let's see, this is 70, right? Yeah, so I'd say 62 or 63. Let's say 63. What trend does the graph show? As the distance traveled increases, the volume of gas decreases because they're using it up. The points lie in a line going down and to the right. Extrapolate by extending the graph to show when the tank is empty. Okay, so I'm going to go, if you have a ruler, you go over top. I'm going to try to go, over top here. Okay, and it says, looks like when the tank is empty, I shouldn't really go past that, right? Because that doesn't make sense. But it looks like about 1,200 kilometers. If Shauna does not buy any gas along the way, then she can drive about 1,200 kilometers before the tank is empty. Okay, and then the rest are practice questions. Okay. So just words to remember. Extrapolate means find values between two given values, and extrapolate is beyond any values that were given. Interpolate is between. Think of interior being inside. Okay, so that's that.